Hey y'all, it's your girl Chef Kyra and welcome back to another episode of New York Eats. Welcome to my food channel where we talk about everything nice, sugar, and spice, baby. So for today's episode, before I get started into what we really supposed to be talking about, I'm just gonna do a little brief talk about what's really going on in the world because it seems to be that Canada is on fire and New York is getting the smoke. And I don't know, I mean, things have just been really weird. You know, they said that the fire started out in Canada, and of course all of the smoke and stuff is blowing down towards us. And quite honestly, I am not that far away from Canada. And I mean, right now it's a little cloudy because it has been raining for the last couple of days, but it's still sunny, and you know, we haven't really had this like really terrible yellow orangey tint. I want to say not yesterday but the day before yesterday there was like this like yellow hue, but by the evening everything went back to normal and upstate New York was upstate New York. So I don't know, I just think that it's really weird that the air pollution down in the city is a lot more toxic than it is for upstate, because we're closer to Canada, one, and then two, I figured, you know, because we have so many trees and things like that, and whenever you know, hear about these initiatives to, you know, change the climate and help the earth and, you know, be more conscious about the things that we use, like plastic bottles and things like that, and to lessen the pollution in the air, they usually tell you plant more trees. In upstate we have plenty of trees, mountains and mountains that are covered in trees. So I don't know what's going on, I just definitely feel like it's really odd. And shout out to my peeps that's in New York City. Stay breathing, okay? And then just be safe, you know, like don't be out there, you know, wait until like the air start to clear up a little bit more and, you know, it's down to safer levels, because from what I've heard and friends and family that that still live down in the city that I have spoken to, like they've sent me screenshots and things like that where it's like really crazy. So I don't know, yo, all I gotta say is just be careful out there, be safe, and, you know, stay prayed up. And yeah, that's pretty much it, because this world is getting more and more crazy by the day. Now, with all that out the way, because I just want to put that out there, your homegirl has entered herself into a cooking competition. Now, if y'all don't remember, my first episode, I did mention to y'all that I did have a chance to cook with one of the famous chefs by the name of Carla Hall. And this is a competition that is being sponsored by her, and it's called Faith Chef. So I have entered into the competition, and essentially when I signed up, I put my phone number, my email, and then they said put your picture and tell us why you'd want to like win the competition and whatnot. And I just simply put like to be able to cook with Carla Hall again, it'd be really cool. You know, just to kind of like pick her brain and, you know, I guess see what the I guess TV side of being a chef is like, you know, a little bit more in depth. And so I put it in and just waited and was just like, I don't know, I kind of just like forgot about it, and I was like, all right, well, if it happens, it happens, and if it's meant for me to be in the competition, then it'll happen. So I want to say, yeah, like a couple of days later I got an email from Faith Chef, and they were like, oh, you've been entered into the competition, blah blah. So I'm like, oh snap. So basically, to give you guys the details of what the competition is all about, and what's supposed to happen. And basically, okay, so I'm also gonna post a link in the description to my account and stuff for the competition. It is an online competition, and so basically you get 3 different prizes if you make it to be like the finalist. So of course you get a cash prize, and then secondly you get a chance to cook with Carla Hall, and thirdly you get a I guess, I don't know, basically you get like a page in Taste of Home magazine, which would be really dope, and it'd be a lot of great exposure. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I am going to post up what my page is and what it looks like, and just read through it and some of the responses that I've put up. And so yeah, of course, you know, it starts off with, you know, what the prize is, and then of course my name in big letters, and I put I'd like to win because it would be great to have a chance to cook with Carla Hall again. And then it goes on to say voting begins soon. So it says voting for Kyra Edmondson to be featured in Taste of Home magazine and take home $25,000 begins soon. So with all that being said, if you love the content that I've been putting out and you think that I'm a very talented chef and you'd like to support, voting begins June 12th, 2023. So it's 3 more days before it starts, and I'm super excited, and there's a lot more levels that I have to go through in order to get to the finals, but we'll get to that later. And then as you continue to keep scrolling on, one of the first questions was, who or what inspires you to cook? So my response to that question was, well, my interest in food started with my late grandmother. She was the cook of the family. As I got older and began to get in more professional kitchens and learning environments, I loved that culinary was a combination of food and science. As time went on, I just fell in love with culinary more and more, which is absolutely true. Like, if y'all ask any of my family members, they know like how enthusiastic I get about food. So the second question that is on my profile is, what's your all-time favorite dish to make? So my response to that was, I get asked this question all the time. I'm always lost with words because I love food in general. I love to explore new and different cuisines, cultures, and cooking techniques. There's always something new and different to learn with culinary. And I'm just a sponge that loves to soak up all of it. In all honesty, I don't have a favorite dish because I love them all, which is, I mean, like, people ask me this all the time every time I talk to them about food, and they're like, oh, well, like, chef, what's your favorite dish to cook, or what's something that you love to like make? And it's like everything from baking to cooking to Caribbean food, Spanish food, Indian food, like just all of it, because it's too much. It's too much to just pick one favorite dish. And lastly, the last question would be, what would you do with the $25,000? So I responded, having the 25K will help me to invest in my online store that I've started to sell culinary related products, and also help aid in my continuation and recovery from the injuries I've sustained due to a car accident I was in. Having these injuries have caused for me to slow down in my culinary career, but as I'm healing, my plan is to work from home with my online store I've just started and use the income from the store to invest in opening a restaurant in my current town in the near future. So quite honestly, that's the goal. I've always like dreamed of having my own restaurant and, you know, just being able to run stuff. I don't know why, it's just I've always wanted that. And I mean, like I said, you know, Instacart is just like basically what I do right now, and I like it because it allows me to pick and choose when I work, how much I work, and if I'm not feeling good or my body ends up like giving out on me, or you know, that week I'm just feeling achy, or I'm just, you know, having some issues, I can definitely take the time off without having to constantly talk to my boss, oh boss, I don't feel good, or this and the third, or I'm having a headache, because you know, my muscles and everything is, you know, pushing on my nerves, and everything else that's happening in my body is causing this headache. Like, and I just feel like also too, it would be I wouldn't be a good asset to somebody's restaurant or company at this moment in time, because I haven't fully gotten to a point of fully recovering. Now, as of lately, have I been getting a lot better? Yes. I'm still going to get adjustments each week from my chiro doctor, so you know, there's that. And then having to work on putting the curvature back in my neck, because my spine has lost its curve where it's supposed to have it for my neck. So there's still quite a few things that I want to work on when it comes to my body and just being able to heal and be in a better place. And I just think it would be really cool to like win this competition, because I've never like put myself in any like cooking or food competition, because I've always been like real nervous, and I'm like, oh, that's so intense. And then people tell me, oh, well, you would be so perfect for like Food Network, or you know, to go on Chop, or all of these different like, you know, cooking shows. And like that right there is just, it's nerve-wracking. So I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone with this one, and it would be really great to receive the support. So like I said, judging and everything like that, and voting and stuff like that starts June 12th. So there is a couple more parts where there will be more and more voting. So each week I'll definitely keep you guys posted and kind of just give you the behind the scenes of like what's going on with the competition. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited, nervous at the same time. But yeah, so let's see. So I'm just gonna give like a quick little rundown of the competition schedule. So the voting to get into the actual like big competition and be in like the competition for the long run, where they choose the top 20, begins June 12th and ends June 22nd. And this just consists of public voting, which will help reduce each group. Then it will be the top 15, and that begins June 22nd and ends June 29th. And there's also public voting that's involved. Then you have the top 10, that starts June 29th and then ends July 6th. And then we have the top 5, and that begins July 6th and ends July 13th. Then you have group finals, which begins July 13th and ends July 20th. And then you got the round called Wild Card Round, and that's July 21st and ends July 23rd. Quarterfinals begins July 24th and ends August 3rd. Semifinals begins August 4th and ends August 10th. And then the finals begins August 11th and August 7th and ends August 17th. And that's when like the final chef will be chosen. So that's a lot, y'all. Just reading it was a lot, and I really hope that I'm able to see this through and get to the end. So yeah, I'm really excited, and it would just be so great to have that, because it would help me to get back on my feet and get out there and get my own place again and everything, and you know, get a new car again and all this other stuff, and really, you know, help me to invest in my business and help that grow, so that I can just, you know, continue to keep scaling. And hopefully, like I said, the end goal is to be able to open my own restaurant. And lastly, it would be really great to have it, because in the end it'll propel me to what I intend to be able to do. And with the way this world is going, nobody knows how things are going to end or how things are going to go. But it'd be really great, because it'd be nice to, you know, have a restaurant where it's a positive environment, and you know, you can be able to change some of the negative things within the culinary industry culture. and to also give back to the community and help those who are less fortunate, you know, to feed those who are, you know, homeless, maybe give food out to people who may not necessarily, you know, have food for their families and things like that, because stuff like that bothers me. And especially being from like New York City and growing up out there and seeing so many different like homeless people and people who were on, you know, drugs and things like that, like I can't be Captain Save Hope, but like I'd like to be able to do my part that I can do in society to really help people, because I know that like if I was in a position where I was, you know, down bad more than what I have been, you know, I'd hope and pray that there'd be somebody with a kind heart to be able to, you know, help me out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the goal. Also, I'd like to introduce you guys to my site that I've started up. I have started my own Shopify store. The name of it is A Foodie's State of Mind, so definitely check it out. I'm definitely gonna link that down below in the description box. And it's basically a store that I have been working on for about 7 months now. I've been waiting to tell you guys, but just needed time to really set things up and make sure things was running correctly before I put it out there. So if you need some new culinary tools or anything like that within your kitchen, definitely check it out and stop on by. It'd be great to have your support, and I'll see y'all in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.